How you doing, gang? And welcome back to another guide and tutorial for hacking and putting custom firmware onto our 2DS or 3DS models. Right now I have a 2DS XL, as you can see, and you could use this guide on the 2DS, 3DS, 2DS XL, 3DS XL models. What this guide will educate us on doing is to put the custom firmware and hack our Nintendo DS and give us the legibility of playing our backups, whether if it was the 3DS system platform or Nintendo DS platform, as well as adding the capability of putting virtual console as well, like your Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, and SNES as well. So I'm going to make this guide as simple as possible. Right now I'll show you that we will update the firmware on this, and right now I'm probably at version 11.6.0 39U. So we're gonna update that firmware, and as you can see, it's gonna be easy when we do this setup. I mean, it's going to take a lot of steps. So basically what we're going to do is obviously do the firmware update, because the reason for that is that if you haven't created a meme profile or have a friend code, it's going to require you for a firmware update. So we're going to do that first. So while that's going through the process and it finalizes the firmware update, we're going to take our SD card here. I mean, right now I have a 128 SD card, SDXC. So I know the limitation is SDHC, but what we're going to use is GUI format to format this to FAT32. Usually when you do Windows's format setup, it'll format it to NTFS. It won't format it to FAT32. So you'll see it in the descriptions. You'll download it and we'll format this card and put it into our Nintendo 2DS XL. So while this is going on, I'm gonna go into our computer and format our SD card. Alright, we're in our computer and we've installed our micro SDXC card into our computer. We're gonna format it with the GUI format program, which I have up here. I'm gonna hit format, and there we go, it's all set, formatted for FAT32. And basically you could check that it is, and right there it says it right here, FAT32. So we're good. We're going to insert that back into our Nintendo 2DS XL. Alright, now that we formatted our micro SD card, we're going to put it into our console. Basically, make sure that your Nintendo 2DS is turned off when you insert it. And then we're going to turn it back on. Alright, once it's back on, we're in WeMaker, as you could see. So basically, make sure that you have prepared your own character or created your own me on your console. As you can see, I created one. So if you haven't done so, create your new meme there. Alright, and we'll get out of this right now. And just to verify what firmware we are on, I'll show you that as well. Right now I think it's at, it's at 1113.0-45U. Alright, so that's the latest right now as of yet. So basically, without that latest firmware update, you won't get your friend list or anything. I mean, if you haven't done so, but this custom firmware hack does work on this firmware, so it shouldn't be an issue. So basically, we go onto the top, friends list, and basically the purpose of this is we're gonna need the friend code, alright, and when we're gonna insert our SD card into the computer, we're gonna go into the root of the SD card and get the 32 character name from our folder on the SD card and copy this friend code into a safe place, because we're going to use that to create some files on certain websites like SeedMinder, which I'll get into later on. So basically, in the meantime, we're going to get that friend code and the 32 character from our SD card. So we're going to take this SD card out and put it back into our computer. Alright, we're in our computer right now. Going inside the SD card, directory of the SD card, you'll see the Nintendo 3DS folder. Double click that. Copy the unique 32 character from this folder. That's your ID 0 character ID. And we're going to paste it onto our notepad, as you can see I already did. And our friend code as well from the 3DS. Basically, friend code's right there in our friends list. And what we're going to do is we're going to open up bruteforcemovable.com. Link is on the description. And basically we're going to copy and paste our friend code and the ID 0 that we just gathered. So we copy the friend code, input that, and then go to the next panel, and then copy and paste our ID 0. Just do that as well, and paste it, then hit the CAPTCHA. Alright, then we scroll down, hit go. It'll begin the process. Alright, so add the bot to your 3DS friends list. So what we're going to do is take our Nintendo DS and register friend on the top right here. Internet. Okay. And we're going to input the number that's indicated there. For everyone it's going to be different. For this, it's for my system, so we're going to type that in right now. Okay. Okay. That's interesting. Alright, use 3D. A new friend. That's interesting. How come that didn't work? Let's do it again. Okay. It took a couple of tries, but it finally worked. So what you're gonna get is Brandon right there with that friend code. I don't know why it took a couple of tries, but it finally worked. So don't get paranoid or annoyed if it took some time. So just go back into register a friend and enter that unique number that you get and end it. And once you do, you'll get this pop-up. So once that is done, basically it should work. Let's see what's going on. Add the bot to your friend. Okay, so bot is added. Alright, close. I mean, it should work. So basically, when this happens, when it stalls, I mean, usually you could F5 it. Okay, so when you F5 it, should work. What's going to happen is that now you're going to have this option as continue. So we're going to hit continue. So we're waiting. It's gathering our information because we accepted Brandon as a friend. And right now it's gathering the information. So sometimes it goes fluently, sometimes it just, you have to refresh. Just let it do its thing. It says that it can last about 30 minutes or sometimes less, but it's not that bad. So right now it did it. Now that we're done with the removable.sed file, and we have it in our computer, we're going to another website called Banner Bomb 3, where basically we're going to take that SED file and it's going to convert it to a zip tadmuffin_out zip file. So basically, once that is done, we're going to extract that file. And we're going to get an output folder, and in there is USA, Europe, Japan, and we're going to copy that bin file. Alright, close that out, and basically we're going to go into our SD card, into our Nintendo 3DS folder, to our ID0 folder, then in here, and what we're going to create is a new folder. Alright, it's going to be Nintendo DSiWare, and inside that we're going to put that bin file. Once we're done, we're going to go back into our Nintendo DS. Okay, now that we have our SD card inserted, we're gonna go into our settings. Alright, we're gonna go to data management, DSiWare, micro SD card, and then it'll flash like this, pink purple. That means that it worked. So what it's going to do is it's going to give an error. That's perfectly fine. What it did is that it created a bin file that which we're going to copy and paste into our desktop computer. So we could just turn that off. It's going to restart right now. Yeah, so power that off. Alright, so right now the SD card's inserted. We're gonna take this. This is the bin file that it created. That's why I caused it to flash pink or purple. So we're gonna copy this onto our desktop just in case. We're gonna need it. We're gonna delete that other bin file that was in there in the Nintendo DSiWare. It's no longer needed, so we can delete that. Alright, exit out. And what we're going to do is we're going to take our step 1 zip that we downloaded from the description, extract that here. Alright, so basically the folder is going to say put these files in the root of your SD card. So that's what we're going to do. So basically we're going to copy all of these and open up our SD card, put it into the root, paste it, leave it. The next stop we're going to do is we're going to use the Fred tool. So what we're going to do is we're going to select our SED file that we created in the brute force, and then your DSiWare.bin file. That's the bin file that just was created with the 423.83.841.bin file. So we're going to open that and then click on the CAPTCHA, hit start. Alright, just wait for it to do its job, and then we're going to download the file, which will be fredtool_output.zip. And should be here. Alright. And inside of that are the clean and the hacks files. Alright, so we're gonna get the file from the hacks folder. We're gonna extract this puppy. Alright. And actually, you know what? Let me open up the SD card. Alright, and what we're gonna do is we're going to put that into our directory again. Nintendo 3DS, ID 0, 32 character folder, into the Nintendo DSi, where we're going to pretty much drag and drop this hacks bin file over, alright, into the Nintendo DSi, where into our memory card. Alright, once that is done, we're going to load our SD card into our DS. Alright, we're in our Nintendo DS. We go into System Settings. Data Management, DSi Where, Micro SD card, select hacks, copy, hit OK. Alright, data has been copied to the system settings. We go back again. We go into Internet Settings, and then we're going to click on Nintendo DS Connections, and then hit OK. Might take some time, so be patient. Alright, your DS will flash into this, which is the Frog Miner flip note directions. Alright, so what we're going to do, alright, see that? Alright, what we're going to do is press on this twice. 1, 2. Alright, the next step, we're going to press this once. Okay, press OK. Next step, press twice again. And then the left button twice. Okay. And then press this, okay. Press it again. Okay. Press OK. And then we're going to press this large button on the left. Alright. We're going to wait. Alright. Once the press SD button is highlighted, or SD card symbol right here, we press that. And then we're going to tap the face. Tap this button right here. Tap up with the D-pad, and then we're going to tap the film button, which is right there, and then we're going to tap the D-pad right twice. 1, 2, okay, and then we're going to tap this, which is the copy button, okay. And then tap the D-pad twice. Okay. And tap the paste. And we'll get this. Alright. What we're going to do is install the boot 9 strap. Right there. Press the A button. Okay, NAND writing is dangerous. Start plus select go. So we're going to press this simultaneously. Everything should be done. Press home to exit. Hit OK. Alright. The next step is show NAND or user string in system settings. We're going to select that. One moment. And then, once that is selected, I'm gonna hit start. I'll reboot the system and save everything right there. Alright, we turn off our DS, put our SD card into our computer, go into the directory, Nintendo 3DS folder, our 32-digit folders in there, into our Nintendo DSi, where we're going to delete the hack bin that was there. And we're going to put the clean one that we got from FredTool_output zip. So basically we double click that and go into the clean folder and drag and drop that in there. Alright. Then we close this out, pull out our SD card. Alright. Alright, we're going to open up our DS. Alright. Go into our system settings. Data management, DSiWare, micro SD card. Select Nintendo DSi and hit copy. Hit OK. Okay, we're gonna go back, close. Just bear with it. Now we're gonna go into download, play, launch. In the download play menu, we're going to simultaneously press the shoulder button down and select 3, 2, 1. There we go. Once we do that, we're going to go to miscellaneous options, hit A, switch the HB title to current app, press A, then operation will be succeeded. So what we're going to do is press B, return to the Rosalina menu, and press the home button and close the app. There we go. It took a while. Alright. Your device should now load the Homebrew Launcher. Let's see. Didn't work. Let's see. 1 second. Let's go in there. Let's see if it would work. And there we go. It did. Yeah, it was my mistake. Sorry, guys. I mean, once I press the home button, I would have to exit out of the software. So right now we got the Homebrew Launcher. So what we're going to do is launch the CTR-no-time offset, which is that. Okay. So we're going to see that right there. Press A to set offset to 0. That's what we're going to do. Well, reboot is highly recommended, so it's going to reboot. Alright. So basically, we're going to press start when it's done and quit. Okay. After that's done, we're going to go down to FBI. Select that. Alright. Once we've selected that, we're going to go into our SD and then CIA and then current directory. And what we're going to do is install and delete all CIAs. So we're going to press A for all of them, and it'll automatically will install everything in there. Alright, once the installation is done, we're going to press the home button. Okay, then you're going to see new software has been added to the home menu. Okay, so basically we're going to launch the DSP1, which is that. And we're going to open and launch that up. Okay, so we're going to exit once everything is A-OK. Alright, now that that's done, we're going to put other files that are necessary onto our SD card. Alright, got the SD card inserted. Now, we also downloaded a zip file that was step 2. So what we're going to do is we're going to pretty much get these two files, well, these two folders, and put it into our directory of the SD cards. So what we're going to do is drag and drop these into the directory of our SD. So you're going to get the Luma folder and the GM9 into that same directory as the SD card. Once we're done, we're going to insert the SD card back into our DS. Alright, we're going to get our DS. Before we turn it on, what we're going to do is press and hold the start button and then power it on. Alright, what you're going to get is something called God Mode 9. So we're going to read the information. It says essential files backup not found. Create one. We're going to hit A. Okay. Hit A to continue. Okay. And then we're going to hit A. That's fine. Continue. Press A. Alright. We're going to press the home for the action. So we're going to select scripts. Alright, in this section we're going to select GM9 mega scripts. Alright, and then we're going to go to scroll down to scripts from Platlex Guide. Alright, and then what we're going to do is set up Luma 3DS to CTRNAN, and then we're going to continue. And then writing to sysnan, and then over here we're going to do this combination that is required. Alright, so it's right up A. Copy is successful. Alright, after that we're going to clean up the SD card. Press A. Okay. And then we're gonna go back to home. Alright, scripts. GM9 mega script. Alright, we're gonna scroll down all the way to exit. Alright. And then after that, once that is finalized, we should scroll down to power off system. So basically we're going to hold our R shoulder button and press start. Power off the system. Turn it back on. And there you have it. Everything is all set. Alright, we took out the SD card and put it into our computer. So the next step right now, we're download the Twilight Zip, and basically we're going to extract that, which is right here. And basically what we're going to do is take the underscore NDS folder, ROMs, boot.nds, we're going to put those into our root of the SD card. Alright, put those in there, transfer them over. So basically what Twilight does is that it plays your NDS backups, your ROMs as well. So before we had to use the flash cards like R4 cards to allow us to play NDS games. Now we have the eligibility with Twilight to play it off of our micro SD card. Furthermore, the CIA files are pretty much installer files. So basically that's like an application to load up the Nintendo DS games properly, and as well as Game Boy Color, SNES, and Game Boy Advance ROMs as well. It's pretty unique. And another thing is the CIA files are installers, so basically we're going to take those 3 files and drop them over inside the CIA folder, and we're done. And what the FBI app does is allow us to install CIA files like the Twilight, as well as 3DS backups. So you're getting everything right there in the palm of your hands with your 2DS, 3DS, or 2DS XL or 3DS XL onto a micro SD card now. So if you're having a tough time getting the games wherever worldwide, as well as your Nintendo DS games that you always wanted to play, now you can play them onto your micro SD. Further ado, now that we transferred everything, take out the micro SD card and load it into our DS. Alright, we have our DS turned on. We're going to go into FBI. Alright, and launch those files that we installed into our SD card. So we go into the SD directory by punching A, scroll down to CIA, and select current directory A, install and delete all CIAs. We hit yes. Alright, once the installation is complete, we press A, press the home button, close, and then we get the new software has been added. There they are. So we're going to unwrap the Twilight Menu++ updater. Okay. And unwrap the Twilight Menu++. Okay. Alright. Let's see now. Alright, we're going to go into the updater, hit OK. Alright, so the next steps we're going to do is we're going to select release for the TWL Menu++. We're going to do an update. We'll extract the files. Alright, that took some time. We finally did it. So the next step we're going to do is select the NDS Bootstrap release. We're going to update that. Alright, once that is done, we're going to select the updater release. Alright, the other option is extras, which are basically the box art. And then would you like to choose a directory or scan the full card? Then after that, we could select the full card. And that's pretty much it. We could get back, get out of here, press home, and then close that out. Now I'll show you guys how to install your backups for your 3DS and Nintendo DS. Just turn off the system and take out the SD card. Let's put it back into our computer. Alright, so we go into our SD card. So basically, if you have 3DS games, you could take your CIA file, ROM or backup, and put it into the CIA folder, paste it. And then while that's being transferred, and where we put our ROMs are basically in here, where it says the ROMs, right in the directory, the SD card. We pretty much put the NDS ROMs here, which is your standard Nintendo DS games. So basically we transfer that over there. Simple as that. Alright, once that is done, we put the SD card into our DS, 2DS, 3DS, 3DS, 2DS XL, so on and so forth. Turn on the console once the SD card is inserted. Alright, so now, in order for us to play Nintendo DS, we click on Twilight Menu ++, which is right there. And basically load it up as a DSi, as you could see. Alright. So basically, this is your menu layout of it. So we're gonna select our ROMs and scroll to Nintendo DS, NDS right there. And there you have it. I put, for example, Golden Sun, Dark Dawn. Load that up. Right now it's going to do a RAM dump because this is your first time running it. So be patient, let it do its process. It may take some time, so be patient. And then it'll give you the title of the NDS Bootstrap. It only does this the one time when it does the preparation, so it's not usually this long. Alright, we loaded up Twilight, and so this application gives us the option of loading us NDS games and many other options like NES and Game Boy Color, so on and so forth. So right now, let me show you how it comes up. So basically, you got options like this where 3DS, GBA, CIA, so on and so forth. So it's giving you the directory of the folders. So we go into ROMs, and right there we will find NDS. Alright, and there's an NDS ROM right there. Load it up. Okay. Wait for it to load up, and boom, there you have it. And your NDS ROM works perfectly fine. No longer would you need the R4, the other flash cards out there. I mean, there's so many of them out there. You don't have to constantly swap out your 3DS and the flash cards anymore. Just put everything onto your micro SD and you're good. As you can see, it plays perfectly fine. And there you have it. Works A-OK. So it works perfectly fine. You can get out of that, go into our home, and I'll show you how to install the 3DS backups as well. Alright, so basically go into FBI and then SD card. Scroll down to CIA and we'll install that. So we'll install and delete. So basically it unpacks the CIA and installs it into our 2DS XL. So considering what file sizes you may have, the installation process may take time. This is 546 megabytes, as you can see. So I'm going to speed up this process. Alright, installation is done. So basically we could, there you go, new software has been added to the home menu. Alright, we could unwrap it. Alright, and I'll also show you how this runs smoothly. And there you have it. That's how you run your 3DS and 2DS games like so, and as well as your Nintendo DS games and backups with simplicity and ease. Yeah, it was a lot of steps and so on and so forth to go about it, but it was quite pretty simple, and I have to respect all the programmers and hackers and people who are out there to support and help all of us out and do this and make it convenient for all of us and enjoy our Nintendo consoles such as the 2DS and 3DS and 2DS XL and 3DS XLs. Hope this guide was helpful, resourceful, and aid you in the process of, you know, having your backups ready or homebrew ready or emulators ready. I guess the emulator part I'll give it another guideline. I mean, this guideline was pretty long enough with the step-by-step procedures. Hopefully it was easy for you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the guide, and if it was very helpful, please subscribe to my page and definitely ask me any questions that is needed so I could assist you guys even further. In the meantime, enjoy your day, and thank you for watching my awesome guide. Take care, guys. Bye.